All right, everybody. Everybody should be happy because, come on, you Spurs. We won in a penalty.
Yeah.
Hey, we won. Hey, we'll take it 3-2 in penalties. And it's always a good time when Spurs win. A toast to Spurs.
I'll drink to that.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Murray, I
this,
have no idea how that happened. They outspursed us.
yeah, no, they actually did. They outspurs us. And so, um, we're buzzing. I'm buzzing. I really think it was a great, I won't say great performance, but because the second, it's weird. We're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
We
where the
are.
first
Yeah.
half we're pressing, we're getting opportunities. Then the second half, it's just we let them have the ball. We're taking the pressure, and I just hate that type of ball.
Yeah.
But before we talk about the game, I got to introduce you guys. We got
Okay.
Kim, first time, hopefully not the last time, but hopefully
That's
maybe
right.
a regular, on the Love
Amen
Lounge.
to that.
And we have her dad. It's a
This is Arthur.
honor,
Why?
Arthur,
That's me.
Sir, Sir. Can I call you Sir Arthur?
Yeah. King Arthur.
You've been
Call me
nice,
the king.
the king, King Arthur. Yes, King Arthur. Welcome to the show. Um, at first, because of course, we want you to have your beauty sleep. Because you're a king. You're fit to be a king. But
That's right.
if you can hang with us as long as you want, it's pretty unpredictable, but it's all Spurs related. All right,
And
King
it's all
Arthur.
good fun.
All right. So, we were out of respect. Before we talk about the game, we are going to give a tribute to Jimmy Greaves. I'm just going to show a couple of clips of our living legend, and two great clips, and then Kim's dad, King Arthur, is going to just tell a couple of stories of of Jimmy's presence on the team and his impact to the England national team. And literally, he is one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. And just the ratio is just simply like ridiculously good. And so, um, let me show this little quick video. We got the video working this week of
Yeah.
Jimmy Greaves and a video that fellow YouTuber Steve McQueen posted. So let me show these two quick videos,
Start out a bit more.
and it's working. So
Come on. Get you in there.
You're simply the best,
oh
better than all the rest.
oh,
He's done
I'm sorry,
technical gremlins once again.
I took out the video.
Better than you're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I ever met. I'm stuck on your.
All right, so those are a couple of videos, or pictures you may have seen on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram of the legendary Jimmy Greaves. But I want to show this video of Jimmy Greaves. You fans enjoy. All right, let me pop this up. All right,
All right. Sit in there with me.
Chrome tab.
Sit in there with me.
Let me share. Uh, Give me a second here. Share screen. And from the Chrome tab. All right. Twitter message. Twitter. All right. Let me show this video. Okay. I went to Lee McQueen's page. It's showing, and I'm about to show this wonderful video that I think everybody will enjoy. Of where's the video? Uh, no, I had it up, and it just wait. Hold up. Huh? It's almost like he removed the video. Wait, no, the video's on there. It was
Why did you go and do that?
no, I actually saw the video. He had it. Oh, this is it. Sorry. Uh,
He's still there with a chance. And it's now by
Greaves hanging back, gonna hit it! Oh, what a goal by Jimmy Greaves!
How do you feel about the prospects of possibly playing for Spurs?
Well, they're the finest team in Great Britain and one of the best in the world. I would love it very much.
Oh, what a goal. What a goal.
Yeah.
Now Pierce, Dave Fannelly for the run for its own. Very good play. It's a goal by Greaves! By Greaves!
And away goes Greaves. I love the bit of footwork by Greaves. And that's it. One to Spurs. There's Greaves. There's Greaves. Greaves.
Oh, Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy Greaves was the greatest player ever to wear a Tottenham shirt. He had exceptional ability. He was one of the best dribblers of a ball. He was lightning fast. He
Yeah,
had
Gordon
keenness
back
in the
up.
box, and he could read the game so well. And for me personally, it was both a privilege and a pleasure to play with the little man.
Kinnear back to Pierce again. Third half Greaves! What a goal by Greaves! And that must be it! Jimmy Greaves! Jimmy Greaves got it!
He's still there with a chance.
And it's there by Greaves!
okay. All right. So a lovely tribute video. Um,
That's really good.
I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Before we start with the King Arthur, let's read some of the comments. Aiden says, "Evening." Amez
Mhm.
says, "Big up everyone." And then Scotty, Scott M is in the house. Says, "Good evening, Mari and guests." Sorry, I am on my phone and can't see their names. Okay,
Evening, Scott.
We got Kim and
David
Arthur.
Scott.
All right. So, all right. And we are going to just hear some stories about Jimmy Greaves. Like I say, I love it when I hear stories from the past. Um, I'm a big history nerd, and that includes sports history. And so, thank you once again, Kim's dad, King Arthur, Jimmy Greaves, when you hear that name, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Magic. Absolute magic. Football magic. And that's what the man was. 5'7", slender, razor sharp. Probably one of the best strikers in the world at the time. And even today, I think he'd be still be one of the best in the world, if not the best. He was just magic. Some of the things I saw him do was unbelievable. You know, everybody said, "Oh, he's a goal poacher" when he first arrived. I saw him take a shot from nearly 30 yards out, straight into the back of the net, like an exocet. You know, the guy was just incredible. And every time he got the ball, you had this feeling magic was going to happen. Something was going to happen, you know. He never let us down. I don't think there was a game that went by where we thought, when Jimmy's name was on the sheet, where we thought he wasn't going to do something in the game. We were expectant. We knew something was going to happen. And I've seen him marked out of the game for 89 minutes. And then in the 90th, bang, he scored. You know, and the whole crowd lifted. I mean, the noise that we used to get when his name was mentioned, you know, or when he come on the pitch and waving to the crowds. They loved him, absolutely loved him. And I remember one occasion, one of my friends said to me, "Oh, you know, they go in the pub round the corner in the high street." I said, "Which pub was that?" "Oh, the Bell and Hare." And the other one was the Corner Pin. So I decided I'd have a look at the Bell and Hare to try and get an autograph. He was in there, came out, signed up. I had about 5-6 minutes with him talking away. Alan Gilzine was with him as well. They were called the G-Men. I don't know if you realise that. They were called the G-Men, them two. And together they were absolute magic. Jimmy Greaves, to me, was probably the best striker I have ever seen in my life. And, yeah, even looking at Harry Kane now, Jimmy Greaves was far better. Far better.
That's big talk.
You know, it is big talk. But, you know, when you see the man on the ball like I did, scoring the goals he scored, he was just phenomenal. 266 goals he scored for Spurs.
So was he better than Roberto Soldado?
Soldado, well, you got a difference. Jimmy wasn't all about tricks and clever stuff. He was all about sticking that ball in the net, and he did that relentlessly. He was absolutely superb.
Mari, I just want to say, with the Jimmy, he pulled all these numbers or stacked up all these numbers in an era where you could challenge from behind. You could slide in and make the challenge from behind. So they're a lot more protected these days.
They were very defence-minded back in Jimmy Greaves' day, and it was much harder to score. And he was just a phenomenal player, you know. As Alan Mullery stated, he turned around and he said, "I will always remember Jimmy Greaves," and that is my saying as well. I'll never forget the man. You know, he gave me so many good times. Every time I went to the lane and he was on the team sheet, I thought, yes, we're going to do it. He's going to score. You know, and sometimes it wouldn't be 1 or 2 goals. It'd be 3 goals, 4 goals. There were a few games. I mean, I think in the cup final against Atletico Madrid, we beat them 5-2. I mean, you know, I think it was 3 goals or more he scored in that.
How we could do with that now?
Oh, what would Jimmy Greaves be worth now? A young Jimmy Greaves.
He would have to be easily starting 170 and up, kind of like a Harlan,
Yeah.
Mari, I think if Greaves was alive today as a young man playing for Spurs, you're probably looking at 300 million to buy him. Wow. He was that phenomenal. And you know, there was one game. Steve Perryman had just started. So it was in about 1969. He made a flying tackle on this guy, got the ball away from him, pushed it out to the flank. Greaves picked it up, ran on, scored. You know,
Big up, Bob.
Yeah.
And can I just say big
Bob.
up
How you doing?
Tottenham away for the comments. I totally agree with the sentiment in both of those.
I mean, one of the games
Yeah.
I remember was we were playing Liverpool and Tommy Smith was just making his name and came in and you probably are aware that the grounds were like mud pitches in those days. It was a quagmire. Been raining very heavily. Greaves ran into the area and Smithy hit him with a 2-footed tackle, which they didn't seem to upset you too much about those referees. They let them go on a lot of occasions. Greaves went down, flipped the ball up, toe poked it, went straight in the net. And they had the newspapers at the weekend with Tommy Smith holding his head on a thought bubble saying, "What the hell have I got to beep, 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 beep do to stop this guy?"
You can swear, Arthur, you can swear.
Yeah, he was phenomenal. The guy was phenomenal. Yeah, and I mean, what can I say? And then there was that game when he ran through. I think it was Man United. He ran about 60 yards through, about 6 or 8 tackles, went round everybody, drew the goalkeeper, who went to, as I'm looking at the goal, to his right, and then he slotted it into the left. You know, no other player did that. No other player could do that. He was just ephemeral in a lot of ways, you know. A bit like a thing. I loved him. I absolutely loved the man. Superb, and he had time for everybody.
Is there anyone in today's game, not necessarily Spurs, or you've seen since then, who's probably like a Greaves, or who's the
like him
closest to Greaves?
To be honest with you, no. I've looked and I've tried to compare. You've got to realise a man like Jimmy Greaves, he's a one-off. He's a once in a lifetime phenomenon, if you like. And all he was born for was to score goals, and he did that with immense regularity.
He did it so easily. When I look at film, it looks like he does it so like flawlessly smooth and easy. Like it's like smooth like butter. Like that is amazing. The only other,
No, sorry, you're absolutely right, Maury. It to him, scoring goals was the simplest thing in the world. To other guys, they had to work really hard to try and get a goal, but he could do it with a click of his fingers. He was there, bang, in the back of the net. You know,
he had that quote that says that his longest drought was 15 minutes of like not scoring a goal. And I'm like, that's really cocky of a goal scorer. But Ronaldo thinks the same way. Messi, they think the same way. Where it's just like, I'm gonna score all the time. If I'm not scoring 15 minutes, something must be wrong. You know?
You've also got to remember he contracted hepatitis. I mean, Gary Lineker did as well. But and hepatitis knocks the stuffing out of it. It really does. And a normal person like you or me or any of our other friends on here, it would probably take us a couple of years or so to get back on our feet. He was back within a year. 5 months he was really ill. Took a year to get back and get fit again. The first game back, he scored a hat trick.
I think the greatest comment I heard as well, that one of the loads of great comments, but another one was on Bill Nick's testimonial when he was asked. Bill Nick was asked, "Are you tempted to?" Because obviously he was giving up management then, wasn't he? And he was asked, "Would you? Is there a temptation of carrying on?" And he said, "If I could find another Jimmy Greaves, I would. Otherwise, no."
Absolutely. I mean, when we signed him, because his route from a kid, he was playing football in the streets till mum and dad called him for tea, and along with the rest of the kids, Harry Redknapp, obviously, whatever, was from the same ilk, and they come from Hainault. And he was. This is how a lot of these guys got to where they were and played the way they did by constantly playing one game, football. They didn't play tennis, they didn't play cricket, they didn't play rugby, they didn't play anything else. It was football. Football, football, football. Every night, every day that they could do it until they were called in for their tea and go to bed because they're only kids. But then from there, he went on to me, he went on to the highest any footballer could get. And that was right up there on cloud 9. He was the best striker, as I said, I've ever seen. There wasn't many people could shut him out of the game. And if they did, he wouldn't be able to do it for long because he found a way around it. I mean, one of his tricks, you see a lot of it going on today, where they try and roll the defender from behind. He just slid across, then rolled him, turned him on his shoulder, gone. He was so quick as well.
Stelios is asking, have you ever met Jimmy?
Have I ever met Jimmy? Yes, Stelios, I have met him.
All right, good question, Stelios.
The man was
big up, Stelios.
The man was a basic, down-to-earth Cockney guy who done well in life, but loved one thing: football.
Well, he did love the booze.
Well, he liked the booze as well.
He liked the booze, yeah, he liked the booze.
But yeah, I met him, and as I was saying, I was only a youngster at the time, and I went round to the Bellinere pub in Tottenham High Road, and because they said that he was drinking there with some of the other guys, and there he was, and I sort of went in all sheepishly, you know, and I said, Mr. Greaves, could I have your autograph? He stood up and said, yes, boy. Stood up straight away, signed it, got his autograph, and he spent about 5 or 6 minutes just chatting to me and ignoring everybody else. The guy was absolute. Well, he was so lovely, you wouldn't believe it.
And then he ran back in to play the second half.
Yeah. Well, one of the stories that I can believe it, but I never confirmed it, was he used to pop out half time for a pint.
I heard that.
They did like the cigarettes, by the way.
How cool would that be if any of the Spurs players did that in this day and age?
I just think it's so classy, because I know how much it must have hurt him not to play the final of the World Cup for England. I know that. I mean, gosh, that would drive like a Harry Kane or Ronaldo or Messi mad, like literally mad. And you know, and back then, I guess you had to respect the coach. I guess Jeff, what's his name? Jeff Hurst played. But man, I know he would have been. He's sitting on the bench. He's like, I could score.
And he wouldn't get a medal as well, Mari. If you're not in the starting 11, you
that's
don't get
mad.
A medal.
You don't get a medal. Like that's
crazy. He didn't get a medal until about 10 years ago, I think.
You know, he actually ran on the pitch at the World Cup final. He was all suited and booted, because they're all in the kit, all muddied and all dancing around and cheering. But he went to celebrate with them. But he was heartbroken not to play in that final. I do know that. Lovely, lovely man, you know, and the world will never see anybody like him again, I don't think, because he was a one-off. And to be in his company, he had he was so easygoing, so friendly. It was like an aura around him, you know. And
he'd be breaking records today as well, wouldn't he, Arthur?
Oh, absolutely. Well, what you've got to realise is back in the day, they were more defensive than they are now. Very defensive minded in the 60s. And don't forget, he went to Italy, AC Milan, played over there under. I think he called the guy's name was Rocco, and I think he called him a madman. Absolutely crazy, this guy was. He wanted Jimmy to run and tackle. But he said, well, what about the goals? And he didn't seem, you know, this Italian manager didn't seem to worry about the goals. He was more concerned about Jimmy running his guts out and tackling people, you know. Well, Jimmy's game was give me the ball and I'll score, because that was all he was about, and he freely admitted that as well.
Legend.
Now,
Legend and a genius.
now a lot of people love him. I never got to see the show, but I guess Greavy,
St.
John,
Greaves.
Oh, brilliant!
St. Greaves was a huge hit of a show, and it had a following nationwide. I get so a lot of people at that era knew about Greavesy because of that show.
Man.
Yeah. Well, something that you probably know yourself, Mari, is that he actually helped. Although they were doing the draw for the cup.
Yeah.
And he was with the Saint, him, Greavesy and the Saint, and who else was there? A young Donald Trump.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to say, big up
And
to
they shook hands with him.
Atherton Edward pointed out there was a time where Greavesy was ill for an episode, and they put his spitting image puppet on to present.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a lot of us remember.
I think a big memory. Yeah, I think you're right there.
And
we do need to do a statue to Greaves. And what really upset me, and I will say this as a lifetime Spurs fan, and I'm still a season ticket holder, is that it took a long time before he was actually inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That.
And to me, that was very, very bad.
Why did it take so long?
Sorry?
No, why did it take so long?
3 letters.
Enoch politics.
4 letters.
I didn't realise he played for West Ham. West Ham.
One year.
Do you know how that came about? Playing for West Ham.
Go on.
He'd been dropped for 3 games along with the other G-man, Gilzine. So it was Greaves, Gilzine, and who was the other guy? A defender, fullback. Can't think of his name, but there was 3 of them. Oh, Kinnear. So these 3 guys were dropped.
Joe Kinnear, was it?
Yeah. Joe Kinnear, Alan Gilzine, and Jimmy Greaves were dropped for 3 games.
And that was the kiss of death.
Yeah, that was the kiss of death, because he actually said, Jimmy, after a training session, he said to them, I think I'm out of here. I'm gone. He got a phone call from Bill Nickerson to say, I've got Martin Peters in my office at the moment. I want you to go to West Ham and talk to them. How about that for a guy that had given you so much service, so many goals, so much glory, which is what we're about. Glory, Tottenham Hotspur, right? This is where it all comes from. This is the history. And I mean, I've got to be honest with you, I was in tears. And I'm not a man that cries easily. The only other time I had tears in my eyes was when I was told that our friend, Mr. White, had died. He got electrocuted on the golf course, lightning. And they said, go, because I used to live a couple of opposite the main gates. There's a road called Brereton Road. Turn left, turn right immediately. It's called Orchard Place. I lived there, so I was about 150 yards from the main gates. Yeah, and when they cheered, our TV used to bounce up and down. But they said, what's his name? White.
Oh,
John White. They said he'd been killed. I rushed outside. I looked at the flagpole, and the flag was at half mast.
Half mast.
He died. He died in it over the Enfield golf course. Lightning. That was unbelievable, and because him and Jimmy were quite good friends. Certainly Alan Gilzine, because as you know, John White was Scottish, so same as Alan Gilzine, but they were all a clique, and they used to like to have a little bevy now and again. Yeah.
Are you upset about the fact that some Spurs fans, or majority of the Spurs fans, are having to fight Daniel Levy and Enoch to have a statue put up of Jimmy Greaves purely because there isn't a statue. I know there's a no statue policy in place. There is the element of if we put a statue there, it won't be flavour of the month for the NFL, the American guys who come in there.
Yeah.
Is that the reasoning behind it?
Yeah. So isn't it sad that we as fans are having to fight for a statue to be put up rather than the club proactively coming out and saying, no, it's this, it's that, it's that. It's nothing but silence. All they've done is told us there's not a policy.
You're absolutely right, and it saddens me after supporting the club for so long. As I said, all my life, cut me in on navy blue and white.
Yeah.
To see Jimmy treated like that is deplorable. There's no other word for it. It's not just disgusting; it's deplorable, and he should have a statue. I mean, West Ham's got Bobby Moore, haven't they?
Yeah, and that lot up the road, they always honour their heroes, don't they?
Yeah, we won't talk about the red and white lot because
Yeah, sorry, folks.
the squatters. But no, Jimmy, yeah, absolutely. I think it's disgusting that they don't raise a statue. Not just, I mean, it would be for the club and the fans. Well, the fans are the club. Without the fans, you haven't got a club.
It took them long enough to acknowledge Walton
But
Towers,
ENIC, we must realise that ENIC are they're property people. They're only interested in the bottom line. This is a true story now. Over recent years, when we played the last game, we played Coventry. I was there, and I was actually a guest of the directors with a friend of mine, and I met Daniel Levy, and we had lunch with the directors and sat in the director's box through the game. I was interviewed at half time by Martin Chivers, another one of my heroes. Lovely guy. I'll take a quick aside here and tell you, I embarrassed him because he said, "What do you think was the best goal you've seen in recent years?" I said, "It was your goal against Wolves when it hit the back stanchion and came out and Parks dived for it, too late." And he froze on me because he didn't know what to say next. But all the crowds are all cheering out, which was nice. But anyway, coming back to the situation with Greaves, I think, I don't know, I mean, probably the best bet is for all the fans to get together and to write to the club and say, look, we're not asking now, it's been so long, we're demanding that you get a statue of Jimmy Greaves up in this club. Because although he was good at Chelsea and he was good at Milan, he was fantastic for Tottenham Hotspur. He really was. And he really made, in my opinion, he made his name bigger. It expanded when he was at Spurs because he had the people around him that could play the sort of football, which is what his style required. He got this.
I was going to say something. I find remarkable in this day and age where people say, I want to be the first $1 billion athlete, that he was the first one to say a dollar short of 100. Yeah. He was like, do not pay me $1 more because I do not want the accolades of the first. Was it 100,000 player or was it?
That was Bill Nickerson. The story of that was, and I had it on good authority from one of the coaches down there at the time, that they weren't going to pay £100,000 for Jimmy. They paid £99,999 because Bill Nick said to Jimmy Greaves, "I'm not going to make you the first £100,000 player," and he didn't. He got him for £1 short. But what a bargain! If he paid $500,000 for him, what a bargain!
And he was really good for Milan, but it's just he was out of his element. He didn't like. I mean, I guess he didn't like living in Italy, and he wanted to come home. which was the best thing ever.
Oh, he was Murray. He was sick of Italy because the guy Rocco, I think it was, the manager, was a lunatic. As I said earlier, he just wanted him to run his guts out, to tackle other players all the time. He wasn't interested in the goal scoring side. I mean, all you guys must think, was he a lunatic? Well, he must be a lunatic, because all we wanted was to see the goals go in the net.
It's mad though, Arthur. Because looking at stats here, he still scored 9 goals in 12 games. It's still a 75% ratio.
Exactly.
Incredible when you think about it.
Well, he got in one game. I think it was against. Was it Blackpool? Can't remember. But he got one game. We won 5-2, and he scored 4 of the goals.
God, I'd love a Spurs player to score 5 goals at the moment.
And we've got at the moment Harry Kane. Now Harry Kane, is an exceptional player, and definitely one of the best strikers in England, and certainly in Europe, and possibly very close in the world. But at the moment, I'm not seeing too much from him. I know he scored tonight, but we need more. We need another Jimmy, but I don't think you're ever going to find one, to be honest. He was a one-off, literally a one-off. And I think when Jimmy Greaves was born and they made him into a footballer, he didn't make him. It was in him, But when they managed him to become a true professional footballer, they threw the mould away. You'll never ever get and never find another footballer like him. What's that? Get the number. Oh yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. To see him, to witness him, especially when you go down there on the continental nights where we'd be playing in Europe, we'd go down the lane, all floodlights, the atmosphere you could cut with a knife. It was phenomenal down there, and I was down there when I didn't go away for the game, and I saw the return game against the Polish side. Oh, what was their name? Won't come to me at the moment. But we lost 4-2 in Poland. We brought them back here and beat them 8-1.
I don't know, is it Legia Warsaw, something like that? They're the only sort of team.
That's right, yeah. I can't think of the name of the team. But I was there that night because we were, as usual, that's why they called them the Lily Whites. Spurs were all in white, under the floodlights, the smell of the turf, the noise of the crowd. Because as these goals were going in, it was just one loud applause after another. When I say applause, I mean it was a roar. You used to have a roar.
Arthur, I have one question. Because it's like I'm jealous because I've only seen one trophy in the last 20 years. Like, how are you guys in your era feeling? Because when I look at it, when Tottenham was, excuse my French, they were the shit in England. Like, they were the team. Yeah. And now, like, people make fun of us and stuff like that. Like, it must hurt you that, the last 20 years, like, we only got one trophy. Like, I'm lucky to see one trophy. I'm happy because I don't count the Audi Cup. But it's just, like, how do you feel? Like, what do you feel direction is the club right now? Like, how do you feel? Because you practically seen all of our success.
Well, the thing is, to answer you, I've seen us go through many transitions over the years. I am lucky because I've seen us do the double. I've seen us do the European Cup Winners' Cup. And the year after that, we won the FA Cup again. I've seen us be so successful, and we were commonly known then as a cup side.
Oh yes, sorry, don't let me distract her.
Right, she's waving down there. Unfortunately,
sorry.
And we were commonly known as a cup side because you knew if we were in the cup, 9 times out of 10 we'd win. We'd go through.
Imagine that feeling.
You expected it. When names like Gilzine and Greaves were trotted out, you knew whoever we were facing was in for a real tough night, and the goals were going to start flying in. And usually they did, I'm glad to say. Bobby Smith, great centre forward.
Yeah.
We nicknamed him the Tank. But I've seen him go up for a ball with a goalkeeper and knock the goalkeeper in the net with the ball. But it was allowed in those days, Today, I think modern footballers are pussies, to be honest.
Yeah.
They are. In the old days, in the 60s, they were men. Coming back to Greaves, when we played, we were playing in the cup. The World Cup. He got injured in the quarterfinals, and I think it was 5 stitches in his leg, the tackle and the sock. You could, if that was his knee, just below there, the sock was like that, a big hole ripped out of it, where the guy caught him with his studs. Put 5 stitches in his leg, knocked him out for the semi-final, and he couldn't play in the final. Saddest day of his life, and saddest day for people like me who followed him like we did. We just couldn't believe that Jimmy wasn't going to be playing in the World Cup final. And he, I think, was as sick as a parrot because he couldn't make it. But you couldn't chance putting him on with stitches in his leg. Especially against teams like Portugal, Germany. I think it's Portugal we knocked out in the semi, and then Germany in the final. And I know Jeff Hurst scored, and we won 4-2 and all that. But I wonder how many we would have won by if Jimmy had been playing, because he had that ability to turn something or nothing into something. Dependable, I suppose, is another word.
He was so quick off the pace as well, wasn't he, Arthur? He didn't need literally one touch. And you see it in today's game, when the players hit the ball ahead of him and they run onto it. He was doing that every single time, nearly every game. You think he'd hit it too far, but he'd always get there before any other defender. And it was like, I think, who said it? He was like a player. It was like he was in slippers playing on a velvet carpet.
Absolutely.
No matter how bad the pitch was, it looked like he was playing in slippers on a velvet carpet. That's how good
turning that on its head, Bob. The pitches at in those days were not like ones you've got now. The ones we've got now are like snooker tables.
Yeah.
They're so smooth, so flat. Each blade of grass is trimmed so well. In those days, they were like bloody mud packs. You'd be running around in a swamp. And Tottenham Hotspur, the lane was like a quagmire after a bad bout of rain. Terrible. But one of the games I saw him do was someone lofted a ball out to him over the top of the opposition's defence. He ran onto this ball as it dropped, and then the goalkeeper advanced, and I suppose he was about 15 to 20 yards out. Just flicked the ball up, and it went high. We thought, oh God, that's going over the bar. Dropped in just under the bar into the net. It was just went, yes.
Unbelievable.
And he
will we ever see a player like him?
The crowd and went.
Is Messi close to him?
Messi. If I compare the two, Messi is what I call. Yes, he's like him, but Messi's more skillful in a lot of ways. But Greaves was more direct. Messi would never score the amount of goals that Greaves scored. I can tell you that now. He is literally, I said earlier, and I defy anybody to prove me wrong, that he was the greatest striker the world's ever seen at that time.
Wow.
And even now, people might get close. Harry's trying his hardest, for instance, because we're talking about the number of goals scored, not the skill involved or anything like that, just the number of goals scored. I just can't see anybody around, certainly today, that will touch him. You know, in over the same space of time as well, and the number of games he played. And don't forget, we lost a year through hepatitis, yet he still managed to put 266 goals in for Spurs.
Crazy, man.
That's a phenomenal
In 9
amount.
years. In 9 years, he scored 220 league goals.
What about his AC Milan stint, Arthur? When he went to AC Milan, what about his AC Milan stint when he went there? What, 12 games, 9 goals, home sick, and came back?
Yeah, Bob. He was also, what was it, 169 in 132 games for Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah.
And then Milan, even though he was sad, and he was a sad man, he wanted to come home, virtually almost within a few weeks of getting there. He wanted to come back. Yeah. But he still played there and still scored goals. But they never praised him for the goals. No. All he ever got was a rocket for not tackling and running.
Yeah. Nine goals in 12 games, Arthur. That ain't bad, is it?
75%.
When he's just like a basic tackler, you know, when he's brawling, as you say, he's not really in an opposition's box, and he still gets a 75% goal rate. It's incredible. He's not synonymous with England, is he? Because not with the World Cup final anyway. He's not synonymous with that team. But still, 44 goals in 57 games. He must have had that record. I think he held that record till Lineker.
He has 39 goals in 269 games. That's ridiculous. Like,
Kane's never going to get 400 league goals, is he? Kane's never going to get 400 league goals, is he? He's on 170.
That's FIFA numbers.
He was a bit of a ladies' man as well, wasn't he, Arthur? He was a bit of a good-looking chap, wasn't he?
Well, he was a good-looking chap, yeah. When he got back from Italy, it was quite funny because when he signed up for Spurs, the first time he turned up there, everybody else had sort of a Ford or an Austin or something like that. He turned up in a white Jag, S-type. The man was full of style.
Yeah,
he loves a tash as well, doesn't he? He loves a tash.
Oh yeah.
He's had a tash.
Well, I got a big question. I got a big question for you, King Arthur, because I call you the king. and I just got to thank Kim because I'm the type of guy, I will have a nice glass of wine and I will sit. My dad raised me to listen to my elders and just hear the stories of the past. And I would say this: anybody who has a streaming show, please, through Kim, get Arthur on your show. I feel like I'm lucky to have your presence and you telling these stories. And so, like any other stream, Bob's show.
Oh, definitely. You're next on my hit list, Arthur.
Tommy's, Jamie at Talking Stell, Shan, whoever. Like you could be on this show and really like kick some knowledge to us. I'm just so blessed.
I have so many questions to ask, even outside Jimmy Greaves. I have so many questions.
Questions. And so, how did you feel about tonight's victory? Though I was not happy second half, but I'm happy about the victory because I actually like what I saw for the team. Juan Gill and stuff like what was your reaction of tonight's victory? Come on, Spurs! I got my drink here. What did you think about the game?
You put me on the spot now. I thought the first half we were tremendous, 2-0 up, looking great. Then we we became typically Spursy and gave away 2 goals. And I thought, here we go again. My son, Kim's brother, was tearing his hair out as usual. And I literally went upstairs because there's a series over here called Manhunt.
Being Spurs off.
It's catching a rapist.
Bloody hell.
And
Slightly off topic.
Nice change of pace for you.
He'd been doing it for 17 years apparently, and they hadn't caught him. It's a true story. So I went up to watch the next episode.
Stay on target.
And then my daughter came upstairs and said, "We're through, Dad." I said, "Why is that?" She said, "We won on penalties."
Can you believe that they missed 3 penalties? I mean, that is such the most Spursy thing.
It was rubbish. They were rubbish, man.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I say, we're not what we were by a long, long chalk. We've got a lot of building to do. We've got to, if ENIC are going to keep hold of this club, they've got to dig deep into their pockets. And I can't see that, to be honest. So we've got to do something, because we're all dedicated fans, no matter what age group you are, what era you're in. As I said, I followed this all the way through. I first went over Spurs. I was told who my parents were. I'm rambling a bit here, but my parents were Spurs fans. They took me over when I was 3 years old. 3 years old. I can't remember it, but I do remember when I was 6 years old, we played a German side. And Eddie Bailey went up for a ball with the German guy, and they cracked skulls. And he was never the same player after that. But that was my first real sort of appreciation and understanding of what football was about at the age of 6. And I've stuck with Spurs ever since. Yeah. And I have to say, I am ashamed of recent events at the club. And it's about time the people that own this club pulled their bloody socks up and did something about it. Now, when I was the guest of the directors, I actually, as I said, met Daniel Levy, and he made a statement, and I'm going to put it out on air tonight. He said, "We are fans just like you are. We are sick and tired of seeing what's going on. We want to take this club where it should be." Well, here we are. How many years since ENIC kicked off?
20 over.
Right, 20 years. And we're no further ahead. We've won 1 trophy in 20 years. 1 trophy. For a club like ours, nowhere near good enough. And nowhere near the standard of football that we all know they can play.
Yes.
And what they've got to do is a major rebuild, I think. And if it means selling Kane, so be it. Kane goes, we rebuild, and we rebuild with people that play for the badge, the club.
Absolutely brilliant. You're spot on, Arthur. But you know what? The football that we're seeing at the moment, the manager that we're seeing, and some of the players that we're seeing at the moment is reflective of the mindset and the unambitious board that we've got.
It all trickles
down. It's a
down
reflection. It all trickles down. Kim's right. It all trickles down. So it's not Nuno's fault he doesn't have it in him to manage a large football club, because he never has. He never has. And the level of management that we've got at the moment reflects the board. Now, I know what you're saying. Something should be done. Myself and Tommy, we're in the UK. We're Spurs fans, so we're going to protest on the day when the NFL come down. A lot of people turn their noses up at that. Understandably, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But myself, Tommy, and a few hundred more are going to be protesting. No, not to cause trouble, just to protest, to make our voices heard. What's your thoughts on protesting against ENIC and Levy? Do you think it's a waste of time? Do you think that anything will come of it? Or do you think the fact we're doing it on an NFL night, when a majority, well, quite a lot of revenues likely to get pushed our way, and the fact the global eyes, the American eyes will be on that day, do you think that's a good idea?
That's a good question, Bob, and I'll answer it this way. I think you have to be careful when you do a protest, and it's all about the way you protest.
Yeah.
I think the protest should encompass others And by that, I mean outside of the group that's going to protest, you need to draw the attention of the protest to the other people or the other fans, because there'd be many, many more fans joining your protest, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you have to do it the right way. You know, I mean, obviously, some of these things denigrate into a situation where violence can erupt, etc., etc.
No violence.
You've got to watch out for that. And if you're going to protest when you haven't got the opposition fans around that are coming. If you're going to do it outside a game, make sure, for instance, if it's us v the Gooners or us v the Chelsea, you've got to make sure you're not near that lot, because somebody there will start trouble and there'll be a fight.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, oh, you know, these protesters, they're all the same. Well, you're not. You're doing it the right way. I think a written protest ought to go in, signed by as many names as you can get.
Yeah.
Would these protesters all be ticket buyers, season ticket holders? The more of those you can get adds more power to your protest, because if they think you're going to walk out, they might think other people will buy the seats. But you imagine it, you've several thousand we talk about now, and they all say, right, that's it, we're chucking it all in. We want refunds on their money. You're not giving us value for money, etc., etc., etc. You're going to panic them, because all ENIC are about is that pound sign.
Bottom line, yeah. Here's the bit that I
want to hear
get.
the tills ringing.
I don't get the facts. How comes Arsenal managed to do what they did in the protest, and Chelsea did what they did, and I think the Manchester clubs still, wasn't it? Liverpool, maybe. Yeah. And we had like 12 blokes and a bloody dog or something like ours.
Yeah, me, Tommy were part of that 12 people.
It was humiliating. Any of the 12 that were there, you know.
Me, Tommy, Stell, Holly, Ben, Sim, Josh, I think was there. Josh was there.
Danny Kay was there, wasn't he?
Danny Kay was there.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was only the usual YouTube lot. But the reason why, Kim, is because there's a bigger divide in our fan base. There's a bigger divide. There's probably a bigger fan base within the community, within the area. Where you've got to remember, you know, Manchester. Oh, I suppose I kind of can't argue, but there is a bigger divide in the fan base, and unfortunately, the shiny new stadium is the cause of that.
Yes.
You know, people are still just trying to justify why there isn't a stadium. Listen, about what I'm going to say about the statue of Jimmy Greaves, there might be a planning permission issue, or there might be a policy in place, but be proactive. You know, if ENIC came out and said there is a policy there, but we're disregarding that, there will be a statue of Jimmy Greaves before the end of the season. Well, that's all they have to say.
Yeah.
But the fact they've gone into their own box and they're saying, and please excuse my language, Arthur, but fuck all. It really does my head in, right?
They keep scoring own goals, PR-wise, don't they?
And if it does happen, they shouldn't be praised for it either. It's a given. It should be a given.
Exactly.
Jimmy Greaves gets a statue. An absolute given.
Listen, guys, I'm a practicing accountant and a tax consultant as well. And I have a saying, for every regulation or rule, there's a way around it. You've just got to find the answer to it. And it's the same with what we're talking about Spurs. We just have to find the right way and the right method to make these buggers sit up and listen. You know, because they're definitely not listening. All they're listening to is the ching of the tills.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
No. Especially now they get the crowds back. They're happy. They're happy boys, you know.
Okay.
That's it.
Because that's all they believe in, money.
We've gone way off topic.
You know?
Yeah.
It always stems back, though. It always stems back. Like, everything stems back to Levy.
It is the Love Lounge. It is the Love Lounge. So Arthur, is Jimmy Greaves the Spurs player you love most, or is there someone else?
I think it was Musa Saeed, wasn't it?
No, Musa Saeed.
Paolo
Tramezzani.
Was it a tuba? Was it a
So
tuba?
one
How
of
about
my-
a tuba? It's tuba in there.
Timothy Atuba.
I'm on the computer. I'm on the Spurs volleyball there, and FTL from the lane. I'm on there all the time.
So
But I go under the handle Gilzine because he was also one of my favourite players.
One or two G-men.
One of the only British players who ever looked like a continental when he was playing.
He looked continental
Like Jimmy,
as well, didn't he? Yeah.
like Jimmy, he didn't thump into the grass when he was running. He glided across it, you know. And when you see these guys as they were, you'll sit back and you'll say, "Do you know what? I just don't believe the quality, we've actually got in comparison to other clubs." And they were outstanding players, these guys. And I like the nickname, the G-Men, because they were between the two of them. And then, as I say, after Greavesy left, we bought Chivers, and Gilzine tied up with Chivers. And for 2 seasons, Chivers scored 40 goals a season for 2 seasons. But that was all down to Gilzine, a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a bit of a ladies' man as well, wasn't he?
Well, King Arthur, I just want to once again just thank you for it is an honor. I definitely will definitely want to speak to you. I have other streamers here who will say, "Get me his 411, his info." Because they want you on a show. You are a celebrity hit.
Yeah.
I think people respect just the knowledge. Like I said, for me, I've been raised to soak up information for those who've seen it before, who've seen it present, and now seeing how it's going in the future. And I almost want to tear up because I think I've been blessed just hearing you. Because like I said, I became a Spurs fan in 1998, the Harry Redknapp years. So so I know the Harry Redknapp
Harry
years.
Redknapp years. How much you been drinking? 1998.
Yeah. 2008.
2008.
Well, I finished the bottle. I'm on to the second one. But no, it's just for me to just hear stories of the past and just the glory, because we constantly get made fun of the now and then, but Spurs were kings at the time. And so I know there are other streamers here who like, hey, I need to get King Arthur on the show. And because
I want to get him on before he starts charging, basically.
Yeah.
The perfect YouTube name to get something going. Kim Arthur. King Arthur.
King
Arthur. That
Arthur.
is
King
the
Arthur.
perfect.
Kim Arthur.
King Arthur.
Kim Arthur.
Where's the crown?
Bob will make you an intro. I'm telling you now, Bob will make you the
I'll make an
wickedest
intro.
intro you've
I'll
ever
sort
seen.
it out,
Yeah, Bob will make you a good intro.
I'll give you one other snippet as well, which I witnessed. And you've got to realise I was only a young teenager then, 16, 17, and they were playing in the European Cup, as it was then. And they played Benfica, where they lost. You probably know about that if you've read the history. But the gates were locked with over 66,000 inside.
Yeah, that's it. Standing.
25,000 trying to climb over the gates and trying to get in. I was
My
there.
mum used to say it. My mum used to say it all the time, and it was like £1 to get in. It was like £1 to get into White Hart Lane.
It's the
It was
only
madness.
game. It's the only game I never got in to see at that time, because I'd followed them all the way through all their cup. When we got into the final, I said, "Yeah, that's it." We drew Benfica and Eusebio, the black cat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was a player.
He undid us.
Of course.
But I tell you what,
Yes.
it was also very unlucky not to pull that one off. But walking along the outside in the high road, thousands, and they reckon there was well over 25,000 just trying to get into the ground. Now you think about that. What's that? Over 90,000.
Yeah.
Incredible.
What's the best bit? What's the best bit of memorabilia you've got, Arthur?
when we won the double. I've actually got a photograph. I've actually got a photograph
Look
of
how
me.
smug you looked when you said that.
And I've got rosettes on, the great big rosettes they used to wear in those days. Got one of the big rattles, and all the you know, like you get out of poppers when you do poppers, that curly stuff all round me and drapes everywhere. And I lost my friend in the crowd because you could hardly move down there.
You
high
lost
road,
your friend. I thought you lost him.
Yeah,
the high road was like that with bodies. And what we did was we were so excited about what was going on, and the bus was going to be coming down any minute. So the traffic was coming along at a snail's pace. We rocked this bus backwards and forwards, and then they came. I don't know if you guys have ever seen one, a bubble car. You ever seen a bubble car?
No.
You could get two people in these things, and I think they had two-stroke engines. The whole front opened up. You climbed in with the steering wheel.
Yeah. I've seen it with the old films. Yeah.
We picked one up with two people in it above our heads. And they were banging on the windows, put us down.
Oh, I'm looking at it now. Yeah. Bubble car. Yeah. It's like a smart car is almost a modern, but slightly bigger. Yeah, slightly bigger.
But we picked it up between us. Yeah.
King Arthur, one of your fans asked you, what is Arthur's favorite memorabilia?
Favorite memorabilia was when they came along in the bus with the cup, and they'd won the double, so they'd won the league as well, and it was just ram-packed with people, and they went crazy outside because it's right outside the main gates. People were just going berserk, you know. It was fantastic, and I only hope you guys see a day like that. I consider I'm very lucky. I saw it. I was part of it, and it will never die. It will never die.
I mean, I've been a supporter of supported Spurs since the age of 6, so over 40 years, and my best memory is the 91 Cup final. No, actually, the semi-final is bigger for me than the actual final.
Arsenal, right?
Arsenal and Gaza and all that. Yeah. But the cup run in itself in 91 is probably the most joyous memories I've ever had. That includes the Poch era and the 2008 League Cup. We were cup holders. We were the best team in the world when we won that FA Cup. No one had won it more than us. And that was something to be proud of, wasn't it?
Yeah,
8 times.
And now we've been surpassed now, Bob. We've been surpassed now. I'm not going to say by who because we all know.
No, I know. But it's them days that we long for now.
It is.
But I don't know if we're going to get them under this
to come back to Mari's question earlier on. I suppose the saddest thing is to see what's happened now. You know, as I said, over the 20 years, one trophy, and that was under an ex-Guna manager. And I was at Wembley for that and saw us win. But
you said something interesting to me earlier on. You said that the fact that we were so successful back in the day, that is probably a large part of why we are so derided by so many now.
Yeah.
That's your little theory.
I don't know if you guys have you guys noticed that we always seem to get the wrong end of a decision? Have you noticed that?
I'm sure many.
Yeah.
Spurs.
I know you have, Stelios. Yeah, I see the way you're nodding. And I think that comes from the fact that we were so successful. And we were, you know, back then we were a side to be feared. We were a side that, you know, your Man United, your Man City, well, they were nowhere really. It's only recent Arab money that's put them where they are.
That's true.
Same with Chelsea.
Yeah.
Abramovich flew over Spurs in a helicopter, and this is a true story. He flew over. I like that club. But it turned out he could have picked Chelsea up cheaper. So he went to Chelsea.
It was that, yeah. It was well known. It was a fact, wasn't it? It was a well-known fact. Unbelievable.
That's a fact.
That's all I want. That feeling, Arthur, that you got when we won that league title, not even the double, just a league title. If I get that in my lifetime, that's it. I'll die happy. I'll die happy. I want to see that bus. Just as you say, that feeling outside the bus would just be unbelievable.
Arthur, I'm sorry. If we win the league, I'm jizzing in my pants. This is the love lounge. I'm jizzing in my pants, man.
I think you bought quite a few years.
Man. There's ladies present. Sorry, Ahmed. Sorry,
Kim. I mean, like, I
not about.
Yeah,
not about offending Arthur. It's not about offending Arthur. There's girls here. There are girls here.
Well, that's why I went weak for a few years after that.
Kim's disgusting. This is the love lounge.
I will say this though. I will say this, and that is that we've come close to it a few times. But we just haven't had that final bit of the puzzle, and that, and now that's been allowed to bring us up to date. Pochettino, he went to Levy and actually said to him, "We need a rebuild," and within 2 weeks, he got the sack.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jack. He said, "There's no shame in that, Mari. No. I cleaned myself up in the restroom after that tag goal."
Really, Jack?
Stell's got a good question. Stell asks Arthur, who's a better manager, Bill Nick or Keith Birkinshaw, and why?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. I would have to say Bill Nick, because he did it in very difficult times. Keith Birkinshaw came along at a later date, and it was a bit, I don't say it was easy, but it was easier. Times were better. We're talking about the 80s, late 70s, 80s. It was better times for him, but Bill Nick, to me, was the best manager.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, True Blue.
Arthur, you're getting fans, man. You're getting fans. That just they're
Arthur normally in the chat? This lad is fire. Can't get enough of him.
People are hungry to hear that knowledge, to hear that history. It kind of instills hope. Tim Sherwood, yeah. Man, well, Bob, you can hang with us as long as we want. We want to get into the
cheers
the game and some crazy topics. I know you gave the opinion of the game, so who do you think is the man of the match? Mine is a tie between Tanguy, which is a tragedy. If this guy can have his focus, he can be like amazing. And Brian Gill, I'm so sad that he didn't score that goal. He playing against Wolves. He wasn't playing against Lufton Town. No offense to Lufton Town fans, but he played against Wolves. I thought Brian Gill was good. I mean, tonight between him and Tanguy were both my man of the match.
Well, what we're doing.
How can you? I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't get the Ndembele thing, and a lot of people are jizzing over him in the tweets. He gave away 2 goals today. He was at fault for 2 goals.
That set pick. We talk about honour in the badge. We talk about honour. We talk about honour in the badge. That header, that attempt at a header from the set piece.
That
was so shit.
That was horrible. That was horrible. I'm not gonna lie. That was horrible.
Possession, like, with all due respect, how shall I say? Any 12-year-old girls out there, he lost it like a little 12-year-old girl, little man from behind, took the ball off him, and you can't, just because he did a couple of step overs, did a couple of back heels, trapped the ball like that. it doesn't. It can't. We as Spurs fans just says quite a lot that we overlook the fact that he cost us 2 goals. We could have been in a position to take off the likes of Kane, not bring off Højbjerg, take off a Skip, not bring on Son. If it wasn't for Ndombele, he's cost us a bit of stamina going into. Now, fortunately, we're not playing till Sunday. But for people to overlook the fact he blatantly, it wasn't an if or a but, he blatantly cost us 2 goals. It is unbelievable, in my opinion, in my humble opinion.
It's, for me as well, I can't believe that.
That's the thing with Ndombele, isn't it? He's a juxtaposition, really. He's good in one thing, better than others. I don't know. I don't know what to say, really. And the other thing is that upsets me, of course, is our friend Giovanni Lo Celso. I had so much.
You loved him, didn't you?
I did. I really loved the guy. I thought, he looks good. He plenty of promise. But what are you getting out of him now?
I don't even know what he is, to be honest.
He's supposed to be a midfielder.
Well, yeah.
Do you remember you're a season ticket holder, right, Arthur? You're a season ticket holder. A few years ago, he done all right, though, didn't he, Lo Celso? He was okay. He was good, but fans were going crazy about him in that season. Is it a position thing? Do you think? Do you think he's playing in the wrong position, or?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what position he played before we actually bought him, but cheese room.
Say what you mean, Shan.
I'll take off.
I'm not sure what his position was because he was doing so well when we bought him, and he came to us and he started to look really good, And I thought, we've got ourselves. Once he sort of got used to the other guys, knows their style of play, fits in, blah 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 blah. It's going to be really good. But he's gone nowhere. If anything, he slipped backwards. And it's the same with Tanguy and Ndombele. I think he's a bloody good player when he wants to play. But he has these mad moments when he wants to give goals away, as Bob was saying. I don't know. Something's really, really, really wrong with the DNA at our club at the moment. And it has to go right to the top. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. Huh?
But no, it all stems. Like Kim mentioned it earlier. It
all
stems from the board. It all stems from the board. The mentality that the board have shown. We were. I know we cracked over a lot of papered over a lot of cracks, but we were the second best team in Europe officially. That we were the second best team in Europe when we finished behind Liverpool, and we never took advantage of that. We had no ambition. The club had no ambition. Yes, they bought. I'm not going to go down the route of we've spent no money. Of course, we've spent money. We broke the record in Sanchez, Lamela, and Ndombele. But that few extra million could have got us a Dybala, Grealish, Bruno Fernandes, a Skriniar. And I'm sorry, they would have made. There's not many things you can guarantee in life, but they would have made a change, certainly a different mindset within the club. So it all stems from Harry Kane wants to leave because of lack of ambition. Nuno isn't top grade manager. That's not his fault. He's managed Wolves. He's a mediocre manager who's looked after who's managed a middle of the table team. It's not his fault. He's not an elite manager who can make elite decisions. We're relying on 19-year-olds to come in and save us in a game. We've not got any depth. That's down to the board. The fans are all divided. That's down to the board. You're right. Our DNA at the moment is nothing. Our DNA at the moment is we'll wait. We'll buy for the future. We'll do another rebuild. We've never built. Never mind a rebuild. We keep on rebuilding, and there's no end product.
My opinion is because, as I said, being the oldest guy here, and been through what I've been through and seen what I've seen. The DNA we had, it's gone. It's all about, again, as I said before, listening to the tills ringing. It's not about what goes on the pitch. It's not about giving us, the fans, VFM, value for money. It's all about how much can I stick in my pocket. And we've lost that impetus that we used to have. I see us going nowhere and nowhere fast at the moment.
Arthur, I have a quick question for you. Where do you think we finish this year?
That's a good question.
That's a good question, Stelios.
He's not Stelios.
Sorry, can we?
Yeah, sorry.
I think he's read the
It's
name
all right.
Stelios a couple of times.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
I thought
Ahmed.
Bob, I
That's-
thought he was calling you. I thought you were Stelios. I thought.
We look a little different.
I wish.
We look a little different.
We can all be
he's-
Stelios.
That's Ahmed. Ahmed.
I'm Ahmad. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, right. As I was saying, I think I say that DNA's gone, and we've not employed the right people in the right position. And let's face it, Levy likes to poke his nose in. I know he's got Paratici in there now, or Paratici, whichever way you pronounce it. But that's only so he's got someone in front that can take the flak. I think he's still pulling the strings behind the scenes, and here we are. We've had one or two buys, and it's all come to a halt again. You know, and you mentioned Dybala earlier on, and that situation was most peculiar because we'd got so far with it, then all of a sudden we pulled out.
Oh, it's the image rights.
You know, all about these image rights. Well, come on, if it costs a bit more, stick a hand in your pocket and do the deal. We needed a second striker. Well, we still haven't got one. You know, we haven't. We need that. It's the same with the defence.
Preach.
You know, when are they going to do something about Joe Rodon, for instance? Because he's got it in him to be a bloody good centre half. But what are they doing? Are they training him properly or what? I don't know.
Should have played today, shouldn't he? He had to play today, really.
Absolutely.
Start today.
Absolutely right, Tom.
What did you guys think? And we got Shan in the house. Yes. Big up Shan. What did you guys think of Brian? Because like I said, Brian Gill and Tanguay, and I publicly admitted I jizzed in my pants when Tanguay scored. Or half the fan base jizzed when they scored. What do you think? I'll start with Shan and then Ahmad and then of course King Arthur. What do you guys think of Brian Gill? I'm telling people now, it's the eye test. It's the eye test. I think he's Luka Modric's cousin, or brother.
Yes.
I literally, it's the eye test. I'm watching him the game, and literally, Deli did him wrong. Lo Celso did him wrong. They did him wrong. 2 assists. Shan, go ahead.
Yeah.
Brian Hill, I mean, obviously that's a big shout comparing him to Modric because we all know what a magician that guy was, but he looks like he could potentially be a big player for Spurs. He has no fear. He'll take a man on. He was helping out defensively. Yeah, he was helping out defensively. He had Adama Traore in his pocket at times. The guy was absolutely brilliant today.
And his defending was really good as well, I think.
He was seeing things. Some of the balls he was playing were just amazing. And then to have the confidence and composure to put a pen away like he did. Like, this guy is a kid. Like, honestly, he was absolutely incredible. And Domblé was playing really well and then let himself down with those 2 goals. Both those goals, he was at fault for me. I'm really disappointed that we conceded from another set piece. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and then obviously he's not picking up his man for the second, and he should be doing a lot better. But yeah, sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm still a little bit traumatized. I can still feel the tickles on my body.
Sean, can I answer that for you? I totally agree. I think we're looking at a guy that could possibly become a hero at the lane. I think so. He's got that ability.
Yeah.
But I just think he needs to be taken under the wing.
Yeah.
Coached a bit more. Perhaps put a little bit more beef on. But he's got the ability. He's got the drive.
He's dynamic.
He's dynamic. He adds that dynamism to the team.
Absolutely.
You know?
I think he's potentially been signed. Obviously, I think Sonny's our oldest outfield player now at 29.
Yeah.
And I think he's potentially been signed as Sonny's long-term replacement. Obviously, he's not going anywhere anytime soon, but he's not going to be able to play every game forever. And I think that may be why we've got Brian, and he can play across that front line, sort of the number 10 role, left, right. I don't think he looked. He weren't as dynamic when he was coming in from the right once Sonny came on. I definitely think he looks better on the left, but I think he's a massive talent, and I think if he carries on and he progresses like we all hope he will, he's a massive player for us, like for the future, definitely.
Ahmad?
Absolutely agree.
I absolutely agree as well. I mean, so it's between him and Skip today that were man of the match for me, to be honest. Both of them played. Skip played
Ahmed was
excellent.
superb.
Excellent. Excellent.
I thought
So,
And,
you can go ahead.
No,
and did you see the sliding tackle as well?
Oh, beautiful. I was going to allude to that. It was beautiful.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Exactly.
And you know, I thought, will the ref blow up for that? But he didn't, because when you see it, it was a perfect tackle.
Yeah. He got the ball, everything was perfect.
Yeah.
Textbook.
I think he's our future central midfielder, I think.
I hope so. I hope so. And he's
yeah.
learning from the best. He's learning from Pierre. He's learning from the best. So I love that they have that little duo in the middle.
I just want to vary. I just want to come on from another angle as well, because we're banging on about Nuno this and Nuno that, and other people are calling for his head already, which to me is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, he is not a Pochettino, a Guardiola, etc. But he's no fool, Nuno. And I think what we got to do is to give the men some time.
He's not even
a lot of our top players were playing for their countries, right? And they didn't come back until the season started. Yeah. Some others were new, hadn't got in. He's had no time to really train with these guys consistently, and that's what it's all about. The whole team's about, consistency, etc. And we've had no time to draw these guys together for a period so they get used to each other and used to what the coach wants. And this is the problem. But because of this, and because of the constraints that Nuno's had to work under, we're not playing the best football. We're not playing the sort of football that we know Spurs can play. We've seen that under Pochettino. And towards the end, that was going downhill anyway, which is why he said he wanted a rebuild. And he gets a sack for that. But there you go. At the end of the day, I think we've got to give Nuno a bit more time. He's got to have time, because we're playing 2 games a week virtually at the moment. Where is there time to really train properly?
I think the thing with that is as well, Pochettino, when he first came on, we didn't start playing well under him until November.
Absolutely.
It took him a good few months to get his philosophy, across, to work with the players. And I think I agree. If we lose against Arsenal and potentially against Villa, he could have a bit more pressure on him. But I don't think he's under anywhere near needing to go or Nuno out or anything.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
He needs until at least Christmas to just get his ideas across.
What worries me though about Nuno, and I'm not Nuno out, and I've said that, it's not his fault. He shouldn't have, in my eyes, he shouldn't have even. If our ambition is a bit more, he shouldn't have been offered the position in the first place. We need to be looking at a Conte, in my eyes, but he's been offered the position. So we can't do anything about that. It's not his fault. He's not an elite manager. But what worries me is the fact that we won the first 3 games. Yeah, it was negative, but we did get the 3 wins. It's the obvious and massive decline. We've gone from winning 3 games in a row to losing 2 games in a row, 3-0, 3-0.
Yeah.
It's not been a slow. It's literally was like that. We hit the peak, and then it's been a massive decline and a massive.
But could not that be the new manager bounce and the deterioration? Really, we're looking at the end of the Poch era, and then Jose's run, and this. I mean, it's a constant slide, isn't it? Big up, Cody Mack.
Yeah, and then certain decisions that he's made. But like I say, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Maybe he's out of his depth. I still want him to go down as the best manager we've ever had. And with the right players, he can do that. He finished 7th with a Wolves team. That was absolutely fantastic. With better players, he could do better. But for me, and there's a massive argument, there's potentially probably about 4 players in that Wolves side that would get into the Spurs side right now. You know, a Neto, a Neves, a Podensky in my eyes, and an on-form Jimenez. You know, there's many players from that Wolves side that would get into the Spurs team right now. So, you know, potential-wise and ability-wise, apart from having 2 of the best strikers in the world, I don't think we're that far.
I think the big one is, I think the big word that was used there is philosophy, and it's what worries me with Nuno, because we saw his philosophy at Wolves. It was negative. Unfortunately, you know, he was given a job, he can't do any more. His philosophy at Wolves was negative, and we've seen it here. It's negative football. Pochettino's different. Pochettino played an attacking, vibrant style at Southampton. He came in, it took him a little while to become successful. As we know, it took him a season. But that was his philosophy was attacking. Now, we just seen the same philosophy we saw at Wolves. Any talk of sacking is ridiculous, at least till Christmas. Yeah. He's been given a job. He needs time. There's no one else. Who else are we going to get in? Who else are we really going to get in?
But the game I saw today was Dr. Jekyll. The game I saw today was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The first half, I'm like, okay, I'm loving this. Second half, we had some attempts, but it was just kind of like, all right, why are we absorbing the pressure? Like, why don't we continue to play like the first half? Ahmad, tell me, what's the problem? Why can't we play like this all of 90 minutes? Why is it always 45 minutes? We're going to impress, kind of like Chelsea, that first half. And then second half, it's kind of like, well, we're going to just absorb the pressure. Tell me why am I frustrated with that mentality?
I don't know if it's the players still stuck in the ways from Mourinho. I don't know what it is. It always seems like we'll get a lead and we just get passive and we start absorbing pressure and we start playing deep. I really don't understand. I mean, it could be the tactics from the manager. Who knows? We have no idea. We can't see what's happening in the dressing room. But it's like every time we have a positive string of plays and a certain threat, like a certain wave of attack, it's good. We just retract so hard, and it takes a minute to get started again, and that doesn't start until like the 75th, 80th when it's too late. That's what I feel.
A lot of people say it on Jose, and everyone knows I wasn't Jose's biggest fan. I was, asking him to leave the club in October, but we can't remember. And Tommy, we've spoken about this. The decline started at the end of Poch's era. Our negativeness started at the end of Poch's era. Remember our 3-0 defeat at Brighton when Lloris got injured? That performance was horrific. It was horrible, man.
Yeah.
7-2 Bayern at home.
So all that has come. So maybe, I think Ahmed's right. It is coming from that mindset that we need to come out of. And I think maybe that's the reason why the psychologists have been brought into the squad. Maybe there is that a lot of negativeness and a lot of natural sitting back mindset, because the players have probably lost confidence in the way they've played since the end of Pochettino. So that's why for me we needed that personality as well, a Conte-esque. To come in and say, look, fuck all that. This is what we're going to do. Whereas I don't think, like Tommy says, I don't think Nuno's got that. God knows. I hope he changes that and we turn it around. We've got some of the players there. Højbjerg can turn it around. Kane, one of the best strikers in Europe, can turn it around. Sonny, the best left winger in the world, can turn it around. We just need it to be a collective thing, and we need it to be what Poch did to change the culture of the club, change the fans' mindset, change the club's mindset, players' mindset. Everyone was attacking on the same, literally attacking at the same speed in the same direction. We've all gone like that now. Everyone's players have either gone back, the fans have gone like that, and there's no straight tunnel vision. And we need to bring that back.
I have a quick question. I have a quick question for you guys then. So right now there's some turmoil with Poch and how he subbed off Messi, and it's just like a little bit of divide in the dressing room. So let's say hypothetically the shit run of matches, this form, the style of play continues to Christmas, and we sack Nuno. Would you welcome back Poch?
Excuse me?
No?
Not under this board. If Poch has a really good time at PSG, wins everything, and then he goes, I'm going to Spurs, I don't want him back under this board, because I love him. I love Poch for what he did for the club. For him to come back and go back to how he ended, i.e., being failed by the owners. I don't want to be in a position where I start doubting Pochettino. I don't want to be that person who says, "No, we need to." I don't know. I'm not sure about Poch. He needs to move on. He'll destroy his legacy. He's already got a legacy. Let that stay. Under this board, I don't want Pochettino back. No chance.
Never return to the scene of a crime. It's as simple as that.
I agree. I just see debate on Twitter about it. That's all.
I have a question for
Nice, but a lot of people are talking about Ahmed. You're right.
What did you say, Ahmed? Ahmed, what did you
Sorry?
say? What did you
No,
say?
I wouldn't take him back. What's the point? We exactly have the same thing. We're not going to fill the beautiful house of furniture, like you said. It's going to be the same thing. We're going to have that thin depth that we always have, and we have it to this day.
King Arthur, I have a question for you. So, what is your prediction for the Arsenal game? I'm a bit confident because, like I said, because of the first half of play. Though I wasn't too happy about the second half, but I'm still confident that we could. And I know we've never have done well at the Emirates, but I have a strange feeling that we're gonna pull out a 2-1 victory at the Emirates. Are you feeling the same way?
No. You've loaded some questions for me tonight, Maury, but my feelings are, because of the way Spurs have played recently, not the first 3 games, but the Chelsea game, the Palace game, and tonight, if Arsenal are really up for it and we don't come out with the right mindset, we're going to get beaten. And I hate saying that, but I'd like to see us win 2-1, 3-1. I'd like to win 10-0, but I can't see it. No, I think they. I haven't watched their recent performances, so I don't know how well they're really doing. I've been concentrating.
They won 3-0 tonight, Arthur.
You see, now that could be a confidence booster for them.
And 2-1 wins in a row in the league.
Yeah. So, it's going to be tight. I don't think we're going to. We're not going to swamp them. Sorry, Sean.
I think it'll be 0-0. Neither teams are scoring or creating much, so I think it's going to be a really boring. I think Arsenal will have the ball. We'll try and hit them on the counter. They're not going to have anything going forward. We're not going to be able to do anything. It's just going to be a stalemate, 0-0, I reckon.
A draw.
Yeah.
I'm expecting that.
I'd take a draw, to be fair. I'd take a draw at the Emirates. I don't think that's a bad result.
I would take it.
Yeah.
King Arthur, Brian Daigle, who is a great man. I want to introduce Brian to King Arthur, who is a legend. He was telling stories the first hour of Jimmy Greaves, and really has been there for the beginning. And through the good, he's seen the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And he met him, of course. And King Arthur met him. King Arthur met him.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Arthur met Greavesy.
Oh, you legend.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. How is everyone?
All good.
We're doing okay. We're buzzing after a penalty.
He's getting
tonight.
The Arsenal predictions, weren't we? We were buzzing until we got to the Arsenal.
Yeah.
Tom, what's your prediction for Arsenal?
My prediction
a 68-0 win for us. No, listen, I never say win or draw with us. We're going to beat Arsenal. I cannot ever say anything other than that. It's blasphemy. Yeah. It's blasphemy to say anything but. So, especially after today's performance, I think it was a good performance. I think if we can take that we need to start doing things not just in the first half. Against Man City and Watford, we were better in the second half. Now in the last 2 games, we're better in the first half. How about we're just good for 90 minutes? But yeah, it's got to be a win. It's got to be a win. Yeah. Nothing less.
Yeah. What's the best derby you ever seen, Arthur? Live?
What's the best derby?
Yeah.
Oh, that's difficult.
You got to pick one. It's got to be the semi-final, surely.
Yeah, but one of the one of the games that sticks in my mind is when we played the Gooners at the Lane, and it was at the old Lane, not the new one.
Yeah.
It was slightly foggy. You know, there was like a misty fog, sort of, because it was floodlit late in the evening, and we actually beat them 1-0.
Right.
But it was such a tight game, and there was an American guy sitting next to me, and he says, "What do you think this game's going to be like?" I said, hopefully we'll win 1-0. We won 1-0, but he said to me, "You were right." He said, "There's an electricity in the air. You can almost touch it." I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "And the noise?" He said, I said, "I've been to the old firms games, Celtic and Rangers. I've been to the Manchester derbies. I've been to the derbies abroad.
Oh
But
man,
tonight,
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
I've never been to a derby with so much electricity in the air and feeling." And I said, "No, you won't, because we actually absolutely hate that lot." But yeah, we won
I'm
1-0.
so jealous, man. The Celtic Rangers have got to go to Was it Celtic Park or Ibrox? You went to for that?
Ibrox.
Oh man, I've got to do that. Got to do that.
Yeah,
That's one game I need to get to.
But I wish I could sort of open up my mind and teleport to you the scenes I've seen. You know, especially over the '60s, some phenomenal games. Wonderful.
Well,
that was all I was going to say. I was upset that Tanguy got a red card at the weekend for what he did. He should have thumped the guy, then got the red card. against Palace.
Make it short,
Tanguy.
Tanguy.
Well, King, you are on the Love Lounge, and we get a bit wild, and we need to get Kim back here. So I'm going to ask you this.
I think Kim's gone to bed.
I know. King, he's the party animal. I'm going to ask this question because we get a little risque, we get a little crazy, and we want to know if you can.
Hey, did you say Presley? My hero, Elvis.
We want to know. All right, Kim is back. If you can handle this question, it's gonna go to everybody else because this is the Love Lounge, and I want to hear your opinion of this. So I'm gonna play this right now.
Oh my God!
Right now. Okay. All right. This is the Love Lounge. All right. Since we're talking Arsenal, right? If you were stuck on the island and had to be 3 people from this list that you'll be stuck on the island. We'll start with Kim and King Arthur. Who will be your 3 people? All right.
Murray, before you do that, can I just ask, how do we know that the Queen is a gooner? Which sickens me, by the way.
Did my research. Apparently, she is. And you know what? I'll go first, and we'll go next. My 3 people are already this. Number 1, the Queen. I think I will just hear stories till the cows come home, just sitting with the Queen on an island. She is still hot for her age. She still looks fit.
What did you just say?
Did you just call the Queen?
Maury, you can't do that, man. You won't be allowed in the country. You won't be. Do you want to come back? You can't.
It's the Queen. No, it's the Queen. She is fit. She is the Queen. It's not the alcohol speaking. She is the Queen. So I will have the Queen.
Oh my God.
Then number 2, I'm not gonna lie, because I see on Sky Sports, Alex Scott. She is fit. like
gone
she
from
is
the Queen
gorgeous.
to Alex Scott. Come on.
And he
man.
thinks the Queen and Alex Scott are fit.
I'm
At least-
diverse. I'm
Covering a
diverse.
lot of
I was going
ground
to say, at
there.
least Murray is diverse. Jesus, he don't
Yeah.
discriminate, does he?
Diverse. I'm a worldly rounded man.
Murray just wants to run his fingers through the Queen's perm.
Thank you. Thank you. She knows
I've been
me.
on the show 10
Shan
minutes
knows
and
me.
we've called the Queen hot
Yeah.
and called her a gooner. This
Oh
is
my
The
god.
Queen,
You're
right?
being banned
The
from
Queen-
YouTube forever, man.
Alex,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Your Majesty.
Alex Scott, and the third person will be a surprise because I want to debate the hell out of him, Piers Morgan. I want to debate this dude on any subject on that island. So my three people
Imagine
on that
Prince
list,
Harry and Piers on the island together.
Yeah.
Oh
the
my!
Queen
With the
Alex-
Queen as referee.
and Piers Morgan. All right, you're next because you're the next on the order. Kim and her dad, King Arthur.
Well, I'll go up first. You stole my thunder a bit there. I'd take Piers Morgan, and for my last choice, I'd take kickboxing lessons, and I'd sort him out. That's my
Yeah,
choice.
man.
All right, there's no other two people on that list right there that you would take on that island. The other person is Dido and Willoughby. She
Ollie.
hosts Good Morning
Willoughby.
Great Britain.
Oh, she's a good one.
Yeah.
Leona Lewis.
Yeah, I'm American. I watch
can't
Good Morning
believe-
Great
I
Britain.
can't believe you got Leona Lewis on there and you call the Queen
Oh,
fit.
Leona Lewis.
I mean, what the
No,
fuck's
so
that
you know
about,
what?
man?
You know what? Leona Lewis was close. It was close. But
It was close. She
was
was
close.
close to the Queen.
He's got
Yeah.
a type. He's got a type.
Leona Lewis. It was close. Kim, there's not two people, other people, other than
I just really loathe Piers Morgan, so yeah, I'd probably take that, and I'd like to just use him as a bit of a punch bag, really, stress relief.
Yeah,
So I'd take-
King. Would you want the Queen on your island?
Not really, because I think the voice is a bit irritating. Who else is on there?
Even more controversial.
Your
That is more
Highness,
controversial.
Your Highness, I apologise.
Yeah, sorry, Your Majesty, I didn't mean it. No, I'd take 3 Piers Morgans, and I could just whack a lot of them. Do society like a big favour.
Bryce says, Mari, you won't have a chance to debating Piers because you'll be too busy chasing the Queen's fine tail.
Oh,
Do that.
Hey,
Do that.
hey, I will be associated with royalty, wealth. I'm not a dumb man. I'm a smart American. So yeah. So, all right. King, no one on this list. Mick Jagger or the guy from Love Island who does a lot of stuff for sports.
Well, I've never watched Love Island, so I've got no idea who he is.
John
Travolta.
Is that Travolta? Yeah, well, who's that at the top right?
Who's that up the top right? Is that Travolta?
That's Jay-Z. He's an Arsenal fan.
Jay-Z.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Do you know what? He's the most
got Mick Jagger.
overrated rapper going, so probably have him as well. I could sort him out.
Okay. Bob?
I'm turning it into Fight Club at the moment, to be honest. So, I'm going to take over this. Who do you think you could have in a fight out of all these sad sack gooners? I think I could take Holly Willoughby.
The Queen.
I think.
Holly Willoughby. Okay. And the other lady that's next to her is Dido. Dido is a self-proclaimed Arsenal fan.
Yeah, and she had a hit once, didn't she? So.
Yeah.
With
And what's the song again?
White Flag.
She
White
sang
Flag.
Stone
And the one with
she sang
Eminem.
Stone with
I
Eminem.
will
with
hold
Eminem.
on
Oh, yeah,
to
she did
my-
the Stand song, didn't she?
Yeah.
Don't see.
Yeah.
For
Bob?
me,
3 people.
Piers Morgan, I love a debate. I'll fucking debate him.
Mhm.
Leona Lewis, because she's got a lovely voice.
Yeah.
And
Keep streaming.
oof.
Keep streaming in love.
You know, Jay-Z.
Quick,
Jay-Z,
someone
I'd
shout
like to
up.
see a Jay-Z and a Leona Lewis duet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a man. You're a smart man, Bob.
That's it. But
You're a smart man.
Piers Morgan.
Ahmad.
I go with Matt Damon.
Oh,
Damon.
okay.
Matt Damon for sure. He seems like a cool guy. Jay-Z, try to pick his brain, and then Leona Lewis because she's hot. Absolutely.
Okay. That's true. She's fit. She's fit.
Gotta repopulate the island.
Yeah. Yep. I'm still debating on that. I chose the queen of.
How is that a debate?
I know, but it's just respect, man. It's the queen.
Oh my god.
Queen.
All right, Tommy, go.
Tommy.
Me. Oh. Right. So that one's Dido, yeah. The one in
Dido,
next to Holly, that's Dido.
Yeah.
You need some music, wouldn't you? There's quite a few musicians there. You've got to go Alex Scott. She's beautiful. Alex Scott's beautiful.
She is.
She always wears shiny leggings. She's got them like shiny leggings on tap, hasn't she?
She knows how to handle a ball as well.
Yes.
Because Tommy talks balls, so yeah.
Oh yeah, man. There's that link. There's that link.
There's that link.
Would that be round or oval shaped?
If you haven't subscribed yet, TTB Tommy Talks Ball. Right. So sound a little bit weird saying Holly Willoughby too, but I'll chuck Holly Willoughby in there because I'm a massive fan of Celebrity Juice too. It's not been the same since she left. It's not been the same. I refuse to watch it.
That's true. That's true.
Now for the musicians, it's tricky. I like Mick Jagger, but the girls love him, don't they? So I don't know how he looks like a skeleton, but I don't know. The girls love him, so I wouldn't have him there. Holly and Alex would be after. They'd go with him, wouldn't they? So Jay-Z, it'd have to be Jay-Z. Jay-Z with Chester Bennington, the Linkin Park guy, Numb, one of the greatest tunes ever made. Yeah,
that's true. Yep. That is true. That's 100%. Shan, you're three people.
She's going to say the Queen. She thinks she's hot.
Oh yeah, that perm does it for me.
She's going to turn the Queen.
For the Queen, a pack of highlighters for her wardrobe, so she can dress how she wants. And not the Queen. I think I'd go Josh Denzel because he's fit.
I'm a dude, and I think he's fit.
Yeah, he's
Mari,
fit.
you're really not coming up well on your own show here.
I think I'd go Prince Harry just because I'd be like, "What the fuck you doing, mate? You're a twat." And then Colin Firth.
Oh, okay, Colin Firth. Yeah,
Colin Firth.
He's a great actor. He's very underrated. He's a good actor.
Yeah,
Colin Firth. All right, Mr. Daigle.
Who actually is that the Queen's dad in the Queen's speech? Is actually the Queen's dad. So this connection.
Oh,
yeah,
you're right. You're right. And he was also the dad of that Amanda Bynes movie that was American in English. It was some kind of teen movie. He played the dad, Amanda Bynes, before she went crazy. She was kind of hot, but she went crazy. Kind of like Britney Spears.
He's in The Gentleman as well, isn't he? What's it called?
He's in loads of great stuff.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Good action. Here we go,
Brian.
Okay, so Mick Jagger, just because of the stories he could tell from back in the day. So that'd be a bit of entertainment. Holly Willoughby, just because it's Holly Willoughby. And then I'm like Kim with Piers Morgan. I'd have him because literally I believe that he's one of the guys that you could punch 1,000 times and it wouldn't make him look uglier. And I want to see if that's true. So that's what I would do. It'd be Jagger, Willoughby, and then Piers Morgan. But never did I think I'd come on a stream where someone had told me the Queen is fit and I'll be picking three people to be on the deserted arsenal. But only on the Love Lounge, people. Only on the Love Lounge.
I like Shane Black's comments. He goes, "I can't stop picturing the Queen in a bikini."
Oh, mate.
Mari has a picture of it on his wall. Behind that flag, there's a picture of a Queen with nothing on.
I don't want to know.
You exposed that secret. Hey, I've watched the show The Crown, and because a friend of mine said in Manchester. In Rochdale said, "Hey, watch The Crown," and I've seen it. And you know what? The Queen, she's a strong woman. I'm attracted to women who
Maury,
are
Maury,
initiative, who
Move
take
on, mate.
initiative, who
Maury, let
take
me just tell
initiative.
you, on this
God
desert island,
bless the Queen. God bless the Queen. All right.
all I will say, Maury, on this desert island, make sure there's no long, dark tunnels because you won't want the Queen anywhere near.
Don't go
God.
there.
Oh my
Can't
God.
believe you went there.
There you go.
Allegedly.
I'll raise the bar. I'll raise the bar.
Allegedly.
Only on the Love Lounge.
On the other love lounge. Oh man, that
my
ouch,
God.
ouch.
That was. I'm just hoping that was an innuendo, talking about
Wow.
long dark.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
The
The-
Queen wants
the-
to take the long
The
dark tunnel.
next topic was normally this topic will come first, but
Arthur, but can I just say, Arthur, if you want to go, mate, right, it's going to get worse.
It's only going downhill from
It's
here.
only going
yeah,
downhill.
all
mate.
for real.
This show's gone downhill.
The next subject we usually do. Surprise! We usually do it next,
Go on,
but we'll
Brian,
do it now. It's called "Love It or Hate It."
Oh God.
All right, love it or hate it. Potts, check it, Messi. Love it or hate it, Kim and King Arthur.
Well, I love Poch being in there, but as Messi refusing to shake hands,
Basically,
snubbed. Yeah.
I hate that.
Okay. Okay. So, all right, we hate it. So Messi should show respect to Poch. And Pochettino's he's no scrub. He's he's Pochettino. He's a damn good coach. You can't disrespect him that way. And so I love what Pochettino did. Bob Spur, what, love it or hate it?
What about Kim? Kim's not going to go.
Oh, Kim, love it or hate it?
I think I'm with Dad. I love what Poch did, but hate what Messi did.
Okay, so it's a 2-point. Okay, it's a 2-part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. Love what Poch did, hate what Messi did. Bob Spur.
Poch can do no wrong. Messi should have shook his hand. So, yeah. I love the fact that Poch is putting down his foot and showing who is boss.
Yeah, one of this.
Yeah. Ahmad, love it or hate it?
I agree. Poch at the show, he had power. He didn't want to be, he had to show that he was like still the boss and he had to call the shots. And it doesn't matter how good you are or anything. You still got to put your foot down. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Tommy, love it or hate it?
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, maybe Messi disrespects him because, he's only ever coached Spurs. Maybe he's like, what you're doing, you've never been with the big boys and that. So, yeah, it's completely disrespectful. And it is, as Bob said, putting your foot down. Yeah, that's what he needs to do because you're managing egos in PSG. So he's done that. He's done that early. So, yeah, absolutely love it.
Before I go on, Aaron, I've heard of MILF and I heard of GILF, but I've never heard of Great GILF. So Mario, you're a freak. I plead the fifth. In America means I have no comment. I have no comment on that.
You're on a list, man. You're on the list.
Never go into a Spurs match ever.
I'm on the list. I'm on the list. All right. Shan, love it or hate it?
I love it. I love that Poch isn't paying any attention to the egos in the dressing room, and he's doing the right thing. I think they're 7 points clear at the top of the league, so they should be with the squad they've got. But he's making decisions that are the best for the team. He don't care if he's Messi or not. He was average, therefore he was taken off. The change he made won him the game. So fair play to Poch.
Okay. Ed says, I'm sorry, Lionel. You're no Musa Suzuku. Brian Dago, love it or hate it?
I love that Pochettino had the balls to do that. I mean, we look at it and say we can't even take Harry Kane off at the moment because people will say things. So the fact that he could do that to Messi is incredible. But you know what? I don't know if it's just me, but how weird does Messi look in any other top other than Barca? It's like what the hell am I wearing this shirt for?
It's photoshopped, isn't it? Photoshopped.
Yeah, it's like one of those. It's just It's so wrong. It's so weird. But
No,
yeah,
I-
definitely love that Mourinho. Poch had the balls to do that, and as Bob says, Poch can do no wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, amen.
Totally agree. Here's the next one. Love it or hate it.
In your own time, mate.
Okay. This is Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann says American football is much more technology advanced than football. The quarterback has an earpiece to hear his coach. We absolutely need that. Football must stop hiding behind tradition and revolutionize itself. What do you guys think about that comment from Nagelsmann, who's the coach, who was rumored to be our coach, is now the coach of Bayern Munich? Kim and King Arthur.
I'll answer first, if I may.
Yeah.
I think it's a load of cobblers.
Does that mean you hate it?
Yeah, absolutely. What a ridiculous thing to say.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
What do you say to that?
Okay. I mean, I hate it because it's two different sports. It's two different worlds.
Absolutely.
Streams.
That's right. That's right, boy. They're totally different games. Yeah, can you imagine footballers running around with an earpiece?
Yeah, it doesn't look right. It doesn't seem right. You know.
No.
I totally agree. Bob, what do you think of Nagelsmann's comment? I mean, he's a coach of one of the most famous clubs in the world, Bayern Munich.
He's a progressive manager. I don't know, man. Does a coach have a direct earpiece to just the captain? Seem like a overfetched, far-fetched idea. Right now, it probably does. But don't be surprised with the way football's going and VAR and everything else that we probably see later on that the manager's there and he's got a direct earpiece to the captain. Now, how much that captain can affect the game by concentrating on what's going on the pitch and speaking. But I think there was more to it, and I think that was mentioned as well, that maybe moving forward one day in the near future or distant future, it would be a case of the coach having a direct earpiece to just the captain on the pitch, which I don't know, man. Stranger things have happened.
I mean, what's Lloris going to do? You give it to Lloris. What's Lloris going to do?
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
It'd be a midfielder. It'd always be a midfielder, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Ahmad, what do you think about his comment? Nagelsmann.
I mean, I honestly, outside of the earpiece to the captain, really think of it. Like, what technology can you add to the game? I mean, it's what's beautiful about football is that you really just need a ball and 11 guys on each side to play. That's it. Have the VAR in there, and that's it. The more you add things to it, the more you take away from the purity of the game. It really, the VAR is already controversial enough, and having to stop the match all the time. Imagine adding more technology and having to stop the match more than we already do. So I think keep as much technology out of it and keep it exactly the way it is. Don't make any more changes.
Okay. Tommy, what do you think about his comment?
As I just said, it's absolutely ridiculous to put those in the same category. To put the two sports in the same category alone is tripe, is up. I mean, they play 16 games. If you don't make the playoffs, they play 16 games in a whole year, which is madness. We play 38 games in just the league. So you're talking 50, 60 games. It's more tactically advanced. You can prepare tactically when you've got 16 games. You can prepare more tactically. You can't do that in 60 games. You just can't do it. It's a contact sport. And even getting away from that, stats. I don't like constant stats in football. Stats. Other than goals and assists, it's a free-flowing game. You know, you can start with stats, but you have to explore football beyond statistics. In baseball, in the NFL, maybe. And I'm a big cricket fan. Stats in cricket are essential. But in football, stats are not essential. And this talking about earpiece. I mean, yeah. I'm with Ahmad. What technology even exists? Like, if you're getting hit all the time and you're running around, it's nonsense, isn't it?
Shan?
Yeah, I'm just going to say this before I have to pop off because I've got to be up early tomorrow because I've got to go to meetings and actually leave the house, which I'm not happy about anyway. But yeah, I mean, in football they don't wear helmets, so I don't think it's actually safe for them to be wearing an earpiece. It's a contact sport. You think, yeah, Hugo Lloris is captain. That's gonna it would stop their concentration as well. How are you meant to concentrate if you've got someone in your ear constantly? I just think it's ridiculous. Like, absolutely, if that ever happens, then I think football as a sport is dying. As we like, it wouldn't be what we all know and love. Like, absolutely not.
Okay. Before I go to Brian, Shan, everybody, go to Shan's. Well, she eventually will have her own channel. I believe it.
She has her own channel.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's
Well, I have my own.
show.
I have
She has
my
her
own
own show on Wednesday at 4:00. Well, no, 4:00 in the States, but at 9 o'clock. Okay, I'm on American time. So for my Americans who are watching, it's 4:00 in the States, but 9 o'clock in the UK. On the cheese in the cheese room channel. Check out Shan, and Shan does a great job hosting a show, and also the cheese room quizzes. She's on Mondays. So check her out, subscribe and like, and eventually I see her having her own channel. So so just check her out. Just wonderful insight, and yeah. So check her out. Thank you, Shan, for popping on.
Thanks, Mari, for having me as always. I'll see you later.
All right.
Look out for the spiders, Shad. I'm sure I saw it. I'm sure I saw it behind you.
It was like this, right? And it was on my arm, and now
I'm sure
I
it was
keep feeling
behind
my
you.
skin. My skin's tickling, and then it was on the pillow, so I chucked the pillow, and now it's run under the wardrobe, so I don't actually know.
No. It was literally behind you. I think it's two of them. But yeah, good night.
You're probably more traumatized coming on the show than coming than that spider.
I don't know. Thoughts of Mari doing bits of the Queen.
Exactly.
That'll get you over a fear.
God bless the Queen.
On that note, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Have a great
day.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Brian, your opinion of this: hate it or love it or hate it?
So, sometimes after football matches, players have to go have drugs tests. I hope Nagelsmann was given one after he came out with this statement, because this is the biggest load of nonsense I've ever heard. But be warned, if the Super League goes ahead ever in the future, this is one of the first things that will probably happen, because this.
I was thinking, yeah.
This is what will happen, because the Super League will want to force changes, and so if that happened, I could see that in the future. But this has to be easily. I don't care how long you do this show for, Mari. How many years? There will never be an easier love it or hate it than this one. Apart from if you ask me anything about Sol Campbell or Daniel Levy. Apart from that, this is the most easiest hate it of all time.
No, definitely, and I definitely hate it. I'm like, why are you comparing the two sports? It doesn't absolutely makes no sense. The last love it or hate it, it's this. So the vice president of Suriname, who is 60 years old, is playing in the CONCACAF.
And he turned into Mitty.
To a CONCACAF league game. CONCACAF is the equivalent of UEFA. It's the North America, South America confederation. Against Olympia. Let me go back to it. Against Olympia. Against Olympia tonight, captain the team he owns. Now, football integrity. Do you love this or you hate this?
I love that so much.
I just have to say, all I can see is Boris Johnson turning out for England now.
Basically. Kim Arthur, love it or hate it?
Love it. Totally love it.
Love it. Think it's great, but I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I love it.
Bob, love it or hate it?
I'm just looking at the match, see how it goes on. Olympia is beating Inter Suriname on the president of 60 years as a starter. So currently, Suriname are winning. So yeah,
He got a hat trick.
so
Wow.
they're winning. He's not scored. It's only 36 minutes in though, but yeah, they're winning at the moment. So yeah, and he's playing. He's started himself. I think it's great. I think we all wish we could be in that position.
That's
I
true.
just I don't know why I'm looking there. I know it's Love Lounge, but he needs bigger shorts.
And I love the fact that King Arthur's laughing. So he is down.
Well, I thought I heard someone say, "Is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?"
And Kim has no comment on that. Ahmad, love it or hate it?
I love it. I love it. Why not? Fuck it. Keeps it fresh. Why not?
Breaking news. I've got some breaking news.
Exactly.
I've got some breaking news.
He scored.
Starting against Arsenal.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Oh, that's fuck no. No. That's not good.
It's perfect. I love it. Keeps it fresh. Honestly, it's good for the club. It brought some publicity to his club, and why not? Who cares? It's very entertaining. It's not hurting anybody.
All right, Tommy, what do you think about this?
I like it. It's I love it. In fact, I love it. It's a bit of the older Serie A shenanigans, isn't it? He definitely doesn't deserve to be there, does he? Let's face it. 60 years. He's definitely not deserving of that place. It reminds me of the whole Serie A fraudsters, this, that, and the other. When I first see him, I thought it was Dejbril Cisse on the wagon wheels. I thought it was Cisse on the wagon wheels.
He looks like Cisse. I agree with you.
I thought it was him. Honestly, I thought it was him before I saw the little comment.
I thought George Wales let himself go.
Oh, good way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's wearing the AC Milan colours as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right, boys, I've got to go. I've got to hit it now because I'll be up early. I've got to be early, early, guys and gals. But absolute privilege being on Mari.
We're almost done. Brian, all right, Tommy, go find Tommy's channel, which is Tommy Talks Ball, and he streams basically every day, so you have full of content. Go subscribe to him. He was the first who gave me my start, and so I'm always embedded to Tommy, and he has given me advice between him and Bob, and also Brian, and so I am forever embedded to Tommy and just his knowledge and his encouragement and support. So thank you, Tommy.
Very kind words. Very kind words, Mari. And yeah, I have got another one coming up tomorrow. It's like a sort of quiz, at lunchtime debate. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you for those kind words, Mari. And look, you deserve it. Your channel's growing all the time. I mean, this Love Lounge, this is unbelievable. This is a weekly affair that nobody can miss now. It's ridiculous. And I just want to say it's an honour to talk to you, Arthur. Absolutely brilliant going back to the Jimmy Greaves days and the fact that you met him. So yeah, it's been a great show. It's been a great show. Cheers, guys. I've got a YMCA routine first thing tomorrow morning. So yeah, I've got to be ready for that. That's a Tash joke, by the way.
Tash joke,
yeah. Right, in a bit, guys. In a bit.
All right. Brian, what do you think of this?
I think it's the most craziest thing ever. We've gone from the strangest to the craziest. You got to love it. You got to love it. The fact that a 60-year-old vice president just says, "Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to play," and it's just accepted. It blows my mind. How you can't just love that? It's got to be love that.
All right. So this is one of our last questions, and this one, I think King Arthur's game for this. I don't know if Kim is going to answer this honestly, but it's been on hold for 2 weeks, and I just got to let it out. And so I'm going to play this video.
Toes.
All
Nice.
right. So he said nice. Oh man, Kim, your dad is really cool. He's really awesome.
He has his moments.
Yeah, he has his moments. So the question is, and I'm gonna post it. If you have to get a Spurs related tattoo, what would it be and where? Kim.
That's a tough one.
That's the police coming for you, Mari.
Yeah, yes it is. Yes it is. I plead the fifth. I did nothing. Officer.
MF5 are after you.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, it's quite an easy one for me because I operate a no tattoos policy. I've got none. I've never wanted any. I've never seen one that I want to permanently mark my body up with. Fair play to all of you who've got them. Wicked. But they're just not for me. So I know it's boring, but I'd bow out of that. Either that or get a big cock on my arm.
Okay. Dad?
Well, I'll second that because I don't have any tattoos. I've got scars, but I've got no tattoos. But if I did, I'd have them up here on the shoulder.
Okay.
Top of the arm.
Top of the
And
arm.
I'll probably have a cockerel on the ball on each side so it balances.
Okay. Good spot. Bob?
I'm too much of a pussy to get a tattoo. I've never, but if I was to have one, I've always had a dream of getting one just down here. You know, I've got a scar around here that I had after my operation. So I'd have the cockerel. No, not that. Not there. I didn't have a.
That's the one.
I did.
That's the one I like.
Yeah, I did.
That's what I like.
I told my ex wanted to have my name tattooed on her, and I go, well, just have a B on one cheek, bum cheek, and have B on the other bum cheek, and when you bend over, hey. But
well, I knew somebody had it. Bob, I knew somebody had a W on each cheek. When they bent over, it went wow.
I said that. I said that to her. I go, you know, I'll be on one bum cheek, I'll be on the other. Bend over. What do you get? And she went, bib. I went, no. You've bent over too much. But no, what I'd have is a tattoo round here with a cockerel just showing on my neck. I'd have that, but I'm too much of a pussy.
All right. Ahmad, you look like the freak to get the tattoo.
I'll take that as a compliment, sure. So, I mean, I don't have one, but I told myself if Spurs ever won Champions League or the league, I would get it right on my thigh, a big one. Just it would be the cockerel, and it would be the year we won the league, and I would cherish it for the rest of my life. That's the situation I would get it.
Strong answer. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. If we win the league,
without a doubt.
I'm getting a tattoo. Parts I can name on the screen.
Only the queen will see it.
only the queen will see it, and you know what, Leona Lewis can also see it too. Yeah, but I would, literally, I would get that there if we win the league. I love your response. Oh, you better believe it.
Yeah.
Better believe it. Brian, Mr. Tattoo Man.
He's got a million tattoos. He
has a million tattoos. I know it.
I've got 9 tattoos, and not one of them are Tottenham. A lot of the things I have on me are all like memorials for my grandparents and spiritual things for a journey I've been on. But I always had one of the reasons that I always said I didn't get a Tottenham tattoo is I keep having this dream that I'm going to be a grandpa. My grandchildren are going to come see me in my nursing home because I've got dementia, and they'll be going, Grandpa, Tottenham have won the league, and I'll be like, who are Tottenham? So I've never got a Spurs tattoo, but if I was to get one, it would be inspired by Paul Gascoigne. It would be Gazza. It would probably be something all down here, but it'd be Gazza in a Spurs shirt, maybe doing that jump when he scored after he scored the free kick against Arsenal when he did that jump.
What about the words schoolboy's own stuff down the side? That would be crazy, man.
Oh God, that's actually a really good idea.
Schoolboy's own stuff. Yeah.
See, my tattoo.
Yeah, but that could also get me into a lot of trouble, Bob. I might have to get more of that.
Oh yeah, especially if you're hanging around playgrounds.
Yeah, if I just write it schoolboys own stuff, I might get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But no, that's not a bad idea, bro. Getting the commentary.
Yeah,
That's not a bad idea.
See, the tattoo I would get would honestly be Pochettino doing the whole that when we won
Yeah.
against I think it was against City where
City.
he went like this. It would be that tattoo like the WWE.
Yeah, but Mario, I have to let you know something. Tattoos don't move.
It depends. Depends where you put it. He could get one arm doing that, couldn't he?
That is true. You're 100% right. They don't move. So it'll have to be a still shot of him going like this when it was like sticking to the City fans, and it'll be right on my thigh, my right thigh, right there. It'll be like, yeah, you take that, City. Coming, Johnny come lately squad, and yeah. So yeah. But let's take some final what did we did Arsenal predictions? Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah,
do
we
Arsenal
did.
predictions.
Yeah,
we did.
Let them go, man.
So
Let them go.
I wanna, because me and Ahmad are in American time. I want to get everybody sleeping because there's much more on to the show, but I will push it to next week. One of them is Miss Kim freestyling. I actually had a beat prepared for her, but we will find out who are her favorite hip hop artists and albums next week. So stay tuned to that next week because I already have it set up. But out of respect of time, you guys got to go to work. I want to respect time and stuff. So we'll have that next week. But I want to go to the rundown of where people can find you. Kim is on the streams, but I think Kim and her dad are going to get a couple people invites to the shows. So are you guys more open? I already got locked you up. You guys are Love Lounge like members, so you guys come anytime you want. But Mr. King Arthur, are you available to kick your wonderful knowledge to the masses?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, definitely. Bob, where can everybody subscribe and like and find you? Because you have Off the Wall and you have the show after next, and you have a special Enix show coming on Saturday. Where can people find you?
The Enix show has been moved to next week, which is purely and simply AJ's fighting. So,
okay.
And we've got to start the Ryder Cup. So there's a big sporting event this Saturday. So I'll move that to next Saturday. This Saturday, I might do an In the Wall. I will be in the presence of the great Daigle. So you'll have a B&B special, a Brian and Bob special if we do something this Saturday. And obviously, I'm going to be wanting the great Arthur on one of my streams soon. So, yeah. So In the Wall Saturday nights, and then a day after the day before show, which is a day after the Premier League game. So yeah, I've got two shows at the moment.
I will say this: Kim knows her football. She knows her football, and so it always an honor to have her. And she, trust me, she will be kicking knowledge to enough streams. So yes, she's wonderfully fit. She gets it from her daddy. From the king.
Coming from a guy who thinks the Queen's fit, mate.
And the Queen. But she knows her football, and that's what we embrace and what we love. We want a diverse set: male, female, black, white. If you love football, you're passionate about football, you deserve to have a platform. And so I am so honored having Kim on, and definitely next week, and just have her express her opinions about Spurs. Is very knowledgeable and stuff like that. And I can see it because her dad is just a wealth of information. So, so just a big up. Um, who's next? It was Ahmad. Ahmad, where can people find you?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how you doing? So yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm on at Ahmad Huncho _. Okay, this show is something else. No, I'm on Twitter. I'm at Ahmad Huncho _. It's right here. I don't have a show or anything. I just hop on everyone's show like this and just love expressing, my opinion on Spurs. And give me a follow. Have a nice open conversation with everyone, and just talk about this crazy, crazy club that we all follow.
All right. And Mr. Dago, who is home. He is home, man. He is at his parents' crib, and he is loving that he's 6 weeks, though he is missing the missus who's in Canada and stuff like that. But he's enjoying this. Everybody is so happy for Brian. You can tell from his face that he's so happy to be across the pond. Brian, where people can find you?
Well, first of all, I have to say, now you mentioned I have the best wife. Who has a wife that lets her husband come home to England by themselves for 6 weeks?
And stare at a tattooed ass for an hour.
Yeah, but basically, I think she's enjoying the holiday more than I am because she's got 6 weeks free of me. But yeah, you can find me at Tottenham on Tour. It's a channel with me and Brian Ireland. But whilst I'm here in England, I'm basically whoring myself out to every channel that's on the air. So I'm on my 6 week holiday. So you can pretty much find me every single place. But I was on We Are Tottenham TV today at the studio. I just come back from that. But Mari, as always, it's an absolute pleasure to come in on this show, and then it's brilliant to meet Kim and Arthur. And all I will say, only on this show can you come into a show, find out that the Queen is fit, pick 3 people from an island to put on an island, and then you just this show. I can't wait to see where you take this, Mari, because it goes to a place that nobody thought
to the top, baby, to the top, to the top.
It's something else. I love it.
Oh
it's
yes,
the craziest show on YouTube. I have to say, it is the craziest show on YouTube.
Yeah. I thought last Saturday was crazy, man, but this is nothing. That's nothing.
Oh man, no, I just thank you guys for the support, and just I like to see a smile on the face, win, lose, or draw. We Spurs family are a very unique fan base, a very unique family.
Yes, we are.
And some of you know I'm a guidance counselor. I counsel kids, and I like putting a smile to their face, and that's when I get to do that with the Spurs family. It is great, and like I said, tonight I think is probably the best night because, like I said, I'm falling in love with Mr. Arthur, and just like I said, I'm the type who sits and listen to hear stories, and I love it. I'm a old soul, and I think just this wisdom to it. And Kim, just thank you, and we will, like I said, love you on the show. And you're coming on next week, and like I said, this avenue can open more avenues to you, and so this is like really really awesome, and then of course Bob, Ahmad, and Brian, you guys are awesome too.
Yes.
Yeah, and you guys are really supportive, and I think that's what makes Spurs fam so great. Because the content is out. You got Will, you got Cody, Irish. It's like a whole big family, and it's tough for me and Ahmad being in the States, and of course when Brian's in the States, because we have to travel to get over there, and so we still stay connected as a Spurs family. You got Shane Black who's in Australia. Well, I mean, we have a diverse show, and everybody's respectful, and so we love it. And like I said, definitely, it was an honor to have Arthur just share some stories about Jimmy Greaves, and hopefully he will share some stories about Ardals and Vicky Vila and stuff like that. Because my dad raised me to be an Argentina fan, so I have a close kinship with the Argentina players. So maybe next time you could tell us about the Argentina players who played in the early '80s, late '70s, and stuff. So yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
We'll just
Well,
say while we're on air, I just want to send out mad love to all you Spurs fans worldwide, because we're not an easy club to follow. And let's face it, you're not exactly glory hounds, are you? You're not exactly chasing the glory. We don't really offer a lot to you. We make things hard for you. So mad love to you all.
yeah. And like I said,
what's wrong with you?
And get your heads checked.
And I will say this: I truly have a profound respect for the Queen, and I was heartbroken when she lost. When she lost her, lost her king.
I think we need to end the
Let
stream
it go.
now.
Let it go.
I'm an American. We love the royal family. We love the royal family. Yeah. Yeah, we love them. We love them. We love the royal family.
You saying you love the Queen just sounds wrong.
Yeah.
Stop it.
No, you saying you think she's fit was wrong. That was the real low point there, where we.
So they lost control.
The words that I think the Queen is fit will never leave me.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this.
And I think
I'm mentally scarred.
My special lady friend is also loves the royal family too and stuff.
You want to put everyone back on the screen before and get?
Yeah. Let me remove the ass shot of the tattoo. Sorry, King Arthur. I know it's causing you to stumble by looking at that tattoo. No worries. Okay.
I'm absolutely dumbfounded with that shot. It's great.
I hope Kim's mom is not watching this.
How have you found your first experience on YouTube with us bunch of mad twats?
Shocking. Brilliant, guys. Brilliant. It's been a pleasure to be a part of it.
Yeah,
thanks for inviting me.
Oh no! Anytime, King. Anytime. And on the other shows too. Like I said, I think people were truly blessed by listening to you. And I only have a few subscribers. So can you imagine others who have more subscribers? Just hearing your story out. And one thing about us YouTubers, like we support each other. It's not like, okay, you have this number amount of subscribers, so I'm not going to interact or engage with you. You know, they build each other up and stuff, and that's why I'm just truly impressed. There's no jealousy or no whatsoever. Like they truly pick you up by the arms and teach you the way. Starting with We Are Tottenham, which was the first stream for Tottenham fan base. We Are Tottenham, and basically it's like a pyramid scheme in a way. They've just stream out to other channels and stuff like that. So, like Cody says, because Cody is our certified timekeeper, he says this stream ends like the NBA game. The last 2 minutes take an hour.
I have to admit, Mari, 20 minutes ago you said I need to let people go to be respectful of time. You just got a 20-minute speech.
That is true, and I gotta call the future wifey. So come on, you Spurs. Bye.
Hey. Come on, you Spurs.
Stay in the back. Stay in the back, you guys. 1 sec.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Bye.
Yes, pyramid schemes are bad. Yes, I agree, Aaron. But we have a good pyramid scheme.